I'm Brian, and this is Game Story Basics. Okay, let's talk about structuring scenes, part 1. Structuring a scene is very much like structuring a full story. You introduce conflict, escalate it via character, pay it off, rising action, reversals, payoffs, all that good stuff. We could talk for hours about that, and so I've got to assume that you have already been introduced to the basics of overall structure, or if you haven't, that's definitely a big area of study that you should undertake, and maybe we'll make some videos about that. But for now, we're going to really focus on scenes. An important thing about scenes is that they work on 3 levels. There's the surface level, which is what the scene seems like it's about, and on some level that is what it's about, usually in terms of plot, right? They have to convince someone to help them, or break into the vault, or do whatever. That's what the scene is about in terms of the plot. But then there's subtext, what the characters actually want, right? What they want to talk about, what they really want to talk about, or what they want to fight about, or whatever. It's what the characters, on some level, think the scene is about. And then finally, at the very bottom, is character. Every character in a scene has their core worldview or philosophy, the thing that animates and drives them. It motivates them. And it is likely quite different for each character in the scene. And that's the core of their conflict in reality, right? There's the surface level plot, there's the subtext that they are kind of really wanting to beef about, and then there's that kind of unexamined part of them underneath, which is that they're kind of beefing with the other characters or in some way in conflict with them because they have a completely different worldview, and that's what the scene is really about. Their core worldview should inform the surface and the subtext. We can go into more depth on that another time or look at examples of that specifically, but if you start analyzing some of your favorite scenes from books, movies, or games, you will see this at work everywhere. And just to add on to the end, one weird trick about structuring scenes, remember this: something must be clearly and substantially different by the end of the scene than it was at the beginning. It could be in terms of the character relationships, it could be in terms of the plot or the world, but something must have fundamentally changed by the end of the scene. If you can't really define what that is, what changed in this scene, then you don't need the scene. It's extraneous, and just cut it. Cut it like it owes you money. That's all for now. I'll see you on the next one.